every possible spawn you in the least amount of time possible so you can get back to your game. If you guys do enjoy, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and if you guys want to check out any of the other staffs, they're all going to be down below in the description. Each one of the staffs in a series, but without further ado, let's get into it. So the first step to doing the fire staff is to pick up the fire record, which is over by the church. There's 3 different spots that it can spawn. The first one is over here, right in between the wall and the tank. This is probably the hardest one to see. You got to get up close to see that thing, but it is right there. That is actually where the spawn was in this game. The second spawn can be over here on the little bench somewhere. It is going to be sitting right there. You can go ahead and pick it up right there. And then if it's not in those either 2 spots, the third spot it has to be is sitting right here on top of this. So go ahead, pick that bad boy up and get on to the next step. So now onto the staff parts. All you need to do for the first one is just look up in the sky and shoot the plane down that is glowing yellow with any gun that is not the ray gun Mark II, another staff, or the pack-a-punch starting pistol. Those are the only guns you can't use, but just shoot a bullet into it. It'll crash immediately. It'll bring the part down right there at your feet, and you're on to the second part. Now for the second part, all you need to do is finish filling up generator 6, and this is over here by the church. If you finish up filling up generator 6, it will actually spawn the part in out of this box over here. You can grab that part, and now you have 2 out of 3. And for the third one, all you have to do is wait until round 8 when the Panzer spawns, and then kill the Panzer. Again, very, very easy to do. As soon as the Panzer dies, he will drop usually a max ammo or something like that, and then he will also drop the staff part, which you can run over and pick up after the Panzer explodes. There you go, all 3 parts, on to the next step. So again, sorry for the old gameplay, but this recording is a better recording than what I had, and it shows you each and every spawn that the actual disc can be, but you need to pick up a black disc that doesn't have anything to do with any of the staffs. The first location can be right there at the excavation site entrance, and the next one is over here around back, kind of near the church type area. It is up there right on that little ledge. You will either see it there in one of those 2 places if it spawned there, or the third one you actually have to open up the excavation site to get into. Basically what this disc is needed for is that you need to use this disc to open up the bottom area of the excavation site where you actually open up the staffs, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But before I do that, again, right here on this little ledge that I'm about to pass by is another spawn right here, but the last spawn is actually in the excavation site. It'll cost you a little bit of pointage to get in there, but it is sitting right there on top of that little thing, and that's actually the spawn I had in my remastered game as well. But if you run over here, you grab this disc from one of the 3 locations, you'll be good to go to head down into the excavation site after actually opening it up. Head down to the bottom type area of the excavation site, and you'll see that it is not fully opened up yet. There's a little blockage there. You will find a gramophone sitting right there on the ground. It's the same spawn every single time. You're gonna place it on that pedestal with the record and with the gramophone, and it will actually start to open up the entire downstairs area where you can actually build the staffs and upgrade the staffs and do all the steps you need to. So you're gonna wait for this to fully open up. You're gonna run over, pick up the gramophone once again once you are able to pick it up, and move on to the next step. So after you've picked up the record that you need for this staff, you have all the different staff parts, and you have the gramophone itself, you need to head down this tunnel specifically. You need to go down the specific tunnel that corresponds to your element. If you head down the wrong tunnel and place the gramophone in the tunnel with the wrong element that you're trying to build for your staff, it'll give you a crystal that you don't actually need, or don't give you a crystal at all, depending on whether or not you have the correct record. But whenever you're ready to build this staff, you need to go ahead and head down this specific tunnel, go through the portal, and head to this little pedestal that is sitting over here next to the entrance. Whenever you pick this thing up, it'll give you a part, it'll give you a crystal, and that corresponds to your staff, and that will allow you to actually build the staff in the excavation site, and you're ready to actually build the staff itself. You're completely done with the staff, and now we can move on to actually upgrading the staff. So for the next step, you need to head down to the crazy place and start getting about 25 zombie kills on top of this little molten magma with the fire staff. This is really, really good if you want to fill up some other staffs while you're doing this. Again, all the other guides will be in the description. But all you need to do is take a look at those little 4 cups behind you. As you can see, obviously, there's that molten magma on the floor, and there's 4 cups behind you. And as you're getting kills, these will start to light up with souls. Basically, as you're getting more and more, it will complete more and more of this actual step, and you will be able to get all 4. You will hear a nice little activation sound, and then you're on to your rear world upgrade step. So all you need to do for this one is head up to the actual kind of church area, and you will see that on the walls there are these little symbols that are lit up. If these symbols aren't lit up, you didn't finish filling them up, but all you need to do is head over and look at these 4 symbols. Now in the bottom corner of your screen, you're going to see kind of like the translation for those. There are 4 symbols that are on the wall, and there are just a bunch of numbers with kind of like these lit up torches down below where you are right here in the church. So what you need to do is find what you're your 4 numbers are, you are always going to get the number 4. So there's going to be like maybe a 7, a 3, an 11, and then a 4. Or like a 7, a 6, a 9, and then a 4. No matter what numbers you have, you're always going to get that 4. And the 4 is the blood marked one. Basically, there's one little torch that has a blood mark on it. You'll see what that looks like in just a second. But you need to make sure to shoot that blood marked one. And that is basically the equivalent of a 4. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But the blood mark equals a 4. So you're going to have to shoot the blood mark one and 3 other numbers. So say you get 7, 3, 11, and 4. You need to shoot those 4 ones and light them up with the fire staff in as quick an order as possible. And once you do that, you'll hear the activation sound as such, and then you're ready to go on to the next step.
I hope this works.
You have come so far.
So after you shoot all 4 of the correct torches in as quickly in order as possible, you will hear that activation sound, and then you will be able to head down to the excavation site once again, and then keep turning these dials until all 4 of these little dots are red. Now, once all 4 of them are red, you're gonna be able to go down here and shoot this big orb down in the middle with the fire staff in order to actually kind of finish your upgrade. This is the last step before you need to get the soul collection. So head down here after all 4 of those orbs are red, shoot the orb right there. It will go up into the sky. You'll hear the activation sound, and then you can head back down to the crazy place and actually insert your staff. And then all you need to do is get 25 kills. You can get them with whatever weapon you want. You can get it to do it MP40 kills. You can use a staff. All that matters is that that staff is in its pedestal and you're getting kills down here. You'll see that the souls are being sucked into that little staff, and it will be upgrading. And then once that staff kind of like lights up with a yellow or a white silhouette all around it in kind of your inventory, it means that it's finished upgrading. You'll hear a sound and you'll be able to run over and grab the completed and upgraded fire staff. But that is going to about wrap it up, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for